Timmy is an average kid, but no one understands. Mom and Dad and Vicky always giving him command. Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a Pokemon sales data video, and there's a couple of things to go over. The first thing is first. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put you guys would enjoy me more over there. All right, so Jungle Set, we have an Electrode. First edition PSA 9 sold for $150. Vileplume, first edition PSA 9 sold for $160. Snorlax, first edition PSA 9 sold for $679. That keeps going down. God, I wish I had money. I wish I had money to buy those. And a Pikachu, first edition PSA 10 sold for $516. I'm surprised there. The Jungle Pikachu, the commons like Pikachu and Eevee, we've seen sell over $1,000. I think as PSA gets those people returns people's orders, you have a lot of Pikachus. You have a lot of common cards. I mean, I have a lot of WotC sets in general, a lot of first editions, but the stuff that there's just a lot of, like rares are one thing. Holo rares are one thing. Rares, uncommons, commons. So I think you might see a little bit of dip in those just because there's going to be so many. Now, that's not going to say that it's going to dip forever. Obviously, again, first edition definitely has value. There's only so many of them. And we see that people were willing to pay a certain price. Now, it's different just because there's more supply than there is demand. Once the supply dries up, it'll go back up. Gym Challenge. Brock's Ninetales, first edition PSA 9, sold for $262. Yeah, makes sense. That's all we got for there. Fossil, we have Ditto, first edition PSA 9, sold for $168. We have a Muck, first edition PSA 10, sold for $600, a record price point for Muck. Aerodactyl, first edition BGS 9, sold for $215. Had $20 shipping as well. It's from the UK. Slowpoke, first edition PSA 10, sold for $167. Base set. Only one thing, and it's not like it was a Kadabra. I don't even know why I followed it. It was a first edition, but it was a raw copy, but I would have given it a 9. It looked very good. Uncommon card, sold for $148. Gold Star. Just a couple of these. We have Entei PSA 8 Gold Stars for $380 and a Mudkip PSA 8 for $899. I love how the Mudkip, the starters, just go for more than the legendary beasts. But I don't know, Mudkip's just a fan favorite, though. I remember seeing it back in the day when I was really into Occupy Wall Street and I was really political. I was there and I saw a black flag with a Mudkip on it. I was like, no fucking way. It was so cool. Moving on to Neo Genesis. This is why I still have my PSA 7 Lugia on there. I really should take that off, but I took my PSA 8 Lugia off. It was $3,500 best offer because I knew someone was going to buy that. Someone bought this outright. It was on there for 2 days. Lugia first edition PSA 8 sold for $2,500. That is, like I said, the Charizard of the second generation. I've said that so many times before. I'm blue in the face. Stupid undervalued. I have 2 first edition PSA 8s. They both have swirls. And a first edition PSA 7, which I have to take off. That is no swirl, but still love it. And Gym Heroes. We have Sabrina's Gengar. And this is the only one for Gym Heroes. The first edition BGS 9.5. How it got is had a 9 for the corners, 9.5 for the centering, and 10 for the edges and the surface. This is something that I think is extraordinarily stupid undervalued because I think there's only one black label, which I saw go in 2018 for $1,800. God, I should have got that. Oh, I should have got it. I was too stupid. I did not know. But this sold for $1971. $1971 is absolutely bananas cheap for this card. A couple reasons why. This card is so stupid undervalued. It only has, 67 first edition PSA 10 copies. That's nothing for how popular this card is. The history of this card. One, it is hypothesized that, for anyone that doesn't know, in the anime, or in general, in Pokemon, because those of you who might not know, in Gen 1, Psychic Pokemon, no one could touch them. It was supposed to be coded in the game that Psychic is weak to Ghost, but they coded it accidentally that Psychic is immune to Ghost. So almost nothing could touch Psychic. You had to get a strong physical attacker in there and, attack it. But, yeah, nothing was... Psychic was so OP in Generation 1. But in the anime, you see that, okay, it plays by the normal rules, where, Psychic is weak to Ghost. So what did Ash do when he got his ass kicked by Sabrina's Kadabra and Alakazam? Had to go to Lavender Town and get a Ghost Pokemon. He got Haunter. And what happens when he got Haunter, and then they don't show it in the anime, happens off screen. He goes there, he beats Sabrina. Essentially, he gives Sabrina a Haunter because of some stuff that she was doing. Her psychic powers were too crazy to control, but Haunter was so... Long story short, Haunter was so silly, he broke Sabrina from her psychic control thing that she was doing, and she became a person again, like an actual person. She loves her family again, loves her Pokemon, and Ash basically gave Sabrina that Haunter. What happens when you trade a Pokemon was essentially what he did. It evolves. So it's hypothesized that Sabrina's Gengar is the Haunter that Ash gave her from the show. And again, you have that fan theories. Then you have the actual, I want to say, it's conspiracy, where they, in the Japanese version of that card, they're in the background has gravestones. It has tombstones. In the English card, it doesn't have that. It was deemed too dark for kids. So they say, okay, let's just give an amazing background, but with no tombstones. So there's a lot of history with that. There's a lot of censorship with this card. And again, it's really rare. It's very hard to grade. And not only that, but this exact card, this same card that was just sold for $1971, sold back on 14 November for $3,960. This card, that almost a 50% haircut. I wish I had the money for that, right? I wish I wasn't paying off this trophy Kangaskhan. This card is so stupid undervalued. That is absolutely insane. If I had... I probably should have just done PayPal credit for it, because this is incredibly, incredibly stupid. It's vintage Ken Sugimori artwork. Just the whole Gym Heroes in general. Gym Heroes gets a lot of shit because Gym Challenge... Again, Gym Challenge is my favorite set. I argue it is better because, one, it has Blaine's Arcanine, it Blaine's Charizard, it's got Mrs. Golduck, Giovanni's Persian, just everything working for it. And not that Gym Heroes is bad, it's not. But because it doesn't have Charizard and seems the lesser of the two, people tend to overlook it. But they have Blaine's Moltres. They have Rocket Scyther's hard to grade. They have this one, Sabrina's Gengar. A couple of the trainers are very hard to grade. Erica's Dragonair. This is just something that is so unbelievably overlooked a lot of the time. The artwork in here is beautiful. Again, Ken Sugimori is everywhere. The last PSA 10 sold back in November of last year, supposedly between $4,000 and $6,000. Again, for PSA 10. I think, this card should be worth minimum $5,000. But even with the dip, I would say if someone paid $7,000 or $8,000 for this card just because it doesn't show up that much, I would not be surprised. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, comment, like, and subscribe. Like is definitely a big thing. Comments, and again, Patreon down below. This is like vintage. This is that knowledge is worth so much money. I'm so glad that I get to talk to you guys, and I'm so glad that you guys are just here. Like, Pokemon is what started this whole YouTube thing for me. I will never forget that. No matter how big I get, no matter how much is demanded of me from everywhere else, it's from you guys. I didn't have all of this. Eventually, there is a little kid still inside me saying, like, I knew you could make money with Pokemon. There's no other way to go about saying how much a lot of my success is due to Pokemon and you guys that were here first. I'll be here forever for you guys. I will do this until I flatline, and my goal is to broaden the base. I want to just keep growing the hobby. I want every single one of you guys to be successful that are doing this to make money. Like Eli, he is my first Patreon member. We talk all the time on Instagram. My goal is for him and everyone else that is doing this to be successful, because that brings notoriety to the hobby. That means, like, okay, it's not just, just a one-off person. Oh, yeah, one person can do it. No, if a couple people can do it, and again, I'm no one special. I just put in a lot of work. And I'll make another video on exactly how to be successful with this, but I just want to thank you guys. I'm getting very close to 1,000 subscribers. You guys are my first, my last, my everything. Bye, guys.